Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So we're going to talk about the new Battleground. Right, everyone's talking, and the data center apocalypse, what's going on? Well, the new Battleground is going to be in something that we may not be that familiar with, right? The virtual power plant. And in the description, right, it's a new concept. I didn't know what a virtual power plant was, a few months ago. So, a complete guide to virtual power plants and their role in a sustainable future. All right, so it goes into this idea of what a virtual power plant. It talks about distributed energy resources. All right, let's give distributed energy resources a hand, because that's sort of the new vernacular we've got to understand. So what's a virtual power plant? A virtual power plant is a group of decentralized energy assets which can be controlled remotely as one entity. All right? For example, you've got 1,000 EVs all connected together to operate one large battery to balance the grid. The most important use case for VPP is demand response. Okay, so that's a lot of fancy talk for what? What are they talking about? Well, let's check it out here. So this is the whole deal, right? This is the crust of the biscuit, as they say. Right? Peak demand. Well, what happens? What happens when the data center gets online? Can you imagine? Today, we're talking about today, we can barely handle peak demand, right? Grid instability, hot afternoons, cold mornings, extreme weather. As we become more advanced as a culture, blackouts shouldn't be happening more and more and more. But that's how it seems. It seems like the electricity going out gets more and more common. And that's because it's a 100-year-old grid, and it's been a one-way street for 100 years. The power plant to the home. And so what the virtual power plant, the proposition is, you've got coal, you've got nuclear, you've got oil, you've got wind, you've got solar. They're all connected together, right? And what's happening in Illinois and in other parts of the world, it's not a total launch throughout the country. It's happening, right? In Illinois. It's so exciting. It's like hard to keep the come on, StreamYard, where is my ticker? My ticker, June 9th, all right? Contact me for details. They are launching this idea. They're launching this idea of the home battery, right? No charge. No charge for installation, no charge for the battery. It's kind of like, that model 30, 40 years ago, the first guy to create the disposable shaver, right? You give the shaver away, and then people keep buying the blades. It's the same idea. You give the battery, you offer the battery for no charge, and then you make money on the service. But the great thing is, the scary thing in this business model, right? You have to deliver savings. You have to deliver stability. Because if you don't, nobody's going to be a part of your program. So that's the bottom line. You have to deliver stability. You have to deliver lower prices. Otherwise, no one's going to join up to your program. No one's going to want your battery. You know? So as electricity rises and the data center apocalypse is upon us, this is what's happening. This is what's the battleground is the the battleground is the usage, right? It's the usage. Where am I? Where am I? Okay. Yep. So, the Department of Energy and the Loan Program Office. So this is happening at all levels of government. They all are working to support the deployment of the virtual power plant in the United States and the U.S. grid to make it flexible, affordable, clean, resilient as the economy electrifies. And when they're talking about an electrified economy, they're talking about the addition of these data centers, the addition of AI into everyone's reality, and the power that's necessary, the amount of space that we're going to need to free up in terms of capacity for the grid, right? And so, like we're saying, peak energy is the new battleground. And let's see, I just want to talk a little bit more about how that's going to look. All right. So when prices are high, when usage is high, prices spike. And so what makes this work, right? If the prices aren't low and there's no stability, this model is useless. So smart technology, AI tools, and algorithms sense when there's a lot of usage, when there's peak, during peak hours, and the batteries charge. The batteries don't charge, or they charge very little. During times of that aren't peak hours, during times early in the morning, when prices are low, that's when the batteries charge, and that's how the savings. That's the business model. That's how savings can be transferred to the customer, because you're buying energy when it's cheap. All right, and so that's the virtual power plant model. Okay, and so what does this mean? This means home associations, right? You guys, if you're part of a homeowners association, right? You're managing these homes. You're going to be like the coolest people on the planet, because you're going to be organizing the distribution of these virtual power plants, or at least offering the organization of these home batteries, and bringing the members of the home association, offering them this idea of this networked energy economy, all coming together. And so you, as the leader of a home association, homeowners association, you're going to be like the coolest the coolest dude on the block. And this is the dream, and the dream is here, right? The dream is here because it's being supported by the Department of Energy and the Loan Programs Office, government entities, legislation, money, and power. Literally, we're talking about political power and electrical power, are being focused at this idea of the virtual power plant, and it's being rolled out in it was prototyped in Texas, and now because Illinois is a center, right? Illinois is going to be the Chicago area is going to be sort of ground zero when it comes to the Midwest, as far as like data center distribution is concerned. All the AI that the Midwest is going to be using is going to come from a data center that comes from the Chicagoland area. Let's give it up for Chicago, right? Let's give it up for Chicago. We gave the world, this is what we do in Chicago. We give the world blues. We give the world jazz. We give the world house music. We give the world Michael Jordan. We give the world Barack Obama. Free of charge. Free of charge. And now we're giving the world a free energy solution, a virtual power plant that's in its launch date is June 9th. Hilton, Oak Lawn, some of the most passionate and exciting and Chicago, the Midwest's most passionate and exciting and high performance entrepreneurs are going to be there. I'm going to be there, and if you want to be there, I got to put you on the VIP list as one of my guests. So you have to contact me. It's like being in the back in the day, right? The warehouse, the music box, Frankie Knuckles is playing. And the people who were there could say, I was there. Right? And what are you going to be there? You're going to be there for like the sexiest new thing that your house could possibly imagine, right? When the lights go out, if you're connected, right? You've got your home battery cooking. The party continues. So there's going to be sort of blackout parties where the entire neighborhood is dark. The people who have accepted to be part of this program and who have accepted to have a home battery, no cost for installation, no cost. You're not asked to buy the battery, so no cost for installation, no purchase agreement, right? Boom, the neighborhood goes out, and you're just like the coolest person on the block. You got maybe a few candles lit, so you don't draw that much electricity, but the refrigerator's going. Maybe you've got the mixes going, and there's maybe a blackout party where everybody's grooving, having lots of fun, while the entire neighborhood is not as cool as you, right? And so this is happening now. June 9th, Oak Lawn, Hilton. You have to contact me to I can get you on the VIP list, right? And you can be a part of the sexiest, coolest home edition at absolutely no cost to you, being part of this dream, right? This dream of a virtual power plant and a project that's supported. This is the important thing that everybody needs to sort of understand. This isn't just like a bunch of hippies with a solar farm, We're talking about private equity, a union of private equity initiatives with government, with the blessings of government. Like the government is saying, look, okay, we're going to release this amount of funds, we're going to give you the lease to this amount of land, so on and so forth. And then the private equity comes in, creates the solar farm, creates the energy asset, and then applies the technology so the asset understands the grid when peak power, peak hours are high, right? And how to distribute the electricity as equitably and as equally as possible. And so it's this awesome story, and it's this awesome business model where the more savings you can provide and the more stability you can provide means your business model is going to do nothing but grow stronger, because nobody's going to be a part of some system where the energy prices are high, even if there's more stability, right? People are going to say, look, I'll deal with the blackouts when they come, but I'm not going to pay 10, 20, 30% more on my electrical bill. But this is what's happening. You know, this is what's happening. All right, these are prices as far as March goes. You know, double-digit increases around the nation. And what's going to happen when the data centers go online? What is the solution? What's the answer, right? You know, crying about it. Where's that going to get you, right? We can't cry about it. And we're not crying about it, especially in Chicago, because we have this dream of a virtual power plant or a battery, a home battery, is offered at no cost. So the Midwest can actually provide this solution, right? This answer to the data center apocalypse. The solution's here, the answer's here, but you gotta contact me to get on the guest list, be a part of my entourage as we go to June 9th, the Hilton in Oak Lawn, the launch event. Have to contact me for the dates. All right, man. All right. And let me just play for you this video so you can kind of get the idea. And I'm not mentioning any company. This has been just a trying to get you to get your brain around this idea of, they call it ADER, Aggregated Distributed Energy Resources. This is how it is in political speak, you know, and we call it a virtual power plant. All right? Okay, so let's look at this video. And once again, contact me. We'll take all of the ticker tape and bring down the background music, and let's watch the video, man. Let's check it out. Oh no, no sound. Gotta have sound with the video. All right, here we go.
Every summer we see it. Record heat, record energy demand, and the same story on repeat. Regular outages, soaring prices, a grid pushed to the breaking point.
The Earth is still hot, and so is the demand for electricity.
More energy is better than less energy.
With the rise of AI technology, demand on power plants is increasing.
Here's the thing. The grid we all depend on was built more than 100 years ago, for a time when electricity flowed one way, from a few big power plants to every home and business. But that world has changed. Today, millions of devices draw power every second. Demand for electricity keeps growing, but the grid hasn't kept pace. And it's not steady. Some hours we have plenty of power, others we're short. That's why electricity now costs different amounts at different times of day. When demand peaks, energy gets expensive. And when we need less energy, it's cheap. And this means consumers have to work harder and pay more for less reliable energy. Until now. A quiet revolution has started. Home batteries can now store energy when it's cheap or abundant, and use or even sell it back when it's needed most. Link thousands of those batteries together with smart software, and you get something entirely new called a virtual power plant. Instead of waiting for a distant generator to fire up, these connected devices can instantly feed energy back into the grid. The grid pays providers for this support. Those earnings can be shared with customers, lowering costs for the homeowners whose batteries made it possible. For consumers, that means significantly lower costs, predictable rates, and backup power when the grid fails, along with a direct role in building a cleaner, more resilient energy system. We are reshaping how electricity works as we're preparing to bring this idea to scale.
Think Plus will be partnering with a next-generation virtual power plant, connecting homes, batteries, and people into one intelligent energy network.
Our consumers will pay much less for even more reliable energy, with backup power for their homes. And when enough homes join, the grid gets stronger and energy becomes something we all share. This is the power of connection.
Coming soon from Think Plus.
All right, and so Chicago is leading the nation and will be leading the world. We've given the world its soundtrack, and now we're going to give the grid its life back. Come on. That's what we do in Chicago. We're innovators on a massive scale. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll be doing a podcast every day on the subject until I don't know when. I might stop on the 9th. I might continue all month. I'm not sure. We'll see. The last thing I want to do is be boring. So if it gets boring, I'll stop. All right. Thanks. See you soon. Au revoir.